Are you looking for a home in New Haven, Connecticut, but you're discouraged that there's such little inventory? Right now, there are 60 single-family homes for sale in New Haven across the entire city and across all price points. So hi, I'm Joe Cafasso with eXp Realty, and today I want to look at what other options you have and why you should look at multifamily housing, especially in New Haven, Connecticut. Before I start, multifamily housing has been the first choice for so many home buyers throughout the years. This is how you build generational wealth. A lot of first-time home buyers start with purchasing a single-family home, and then they end up within a year or two renting out that single-family home at a profit and using that profit each month to pay for their primary residence. So the last couple years, that has kind of gone by the wayside, and people always want to start looking at their first single-family home as their first purchase. But I want to go through today and show you why buying a multifamily house might be a great option for you. So as I said, right now there are 60 single-family homes for sale in the city of New Haven. There's 19 condos, and there's 134 multifamily housing. So let's take a look at the computer and see what we have for multifamily housing. Okay, so let's start with single-family houses and see what we have. So this is a list of all the single-family homes. As I said, there's 60 properties. They start at $169,000 and they range all the way up to $2.5 million basically. So our median price point is somewhere around $280,000. Actually exactly at $280,000. And I did a video previously on this. This is 75 Party Street. It's a 1,300 square foot colonial. Ironically, this property is currently rented out to tenants, which is why it hasn't sold, but it's 1,300 square feet with 4 bedrooms and 2 full baths, and that's going for $280,000. So what I want to do now is show you what we have for condos. So we'll switch over to condos, and again, you'll see there's 19 condos for sale, so a much shorter list, and the price points are lower, obviously. So they start at $75,000 over on Donna Drive for a 900 square foot, 2-bedroom, 1 bath. And then we have over on Chestnut Street, $375,000 for a 1,300 square foot, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. So you could see, again, the median is going to be about $265,000. So the median price point for a condo is pretty much the same as the median price point for a single family house. Let's take a look over here at what we have for taxes and condo fees. So $5,000 a year for taxes, and I believe it was about $5,500 for taxes on the single family house over on Party Street. And we also have condo fees over here. Any condo will have condo fees. So there's a $320 condo fee per month and an $80 special assessment. So for $400 on top of your normal mortgage, you have all the condo fees and taxes that are pretty similar to a single family house. So now let's go take a look at what we have for multifamily housing. The multifamily housing, we have 134 homes that are currently on the market. If we go down and look at what the median list price for these properties, we're right around $379,000. So this is a good example of, is a multifamily house much more expensive than a single family house? So let's take a look at this property over on Winchester. This property is listed for $379,000. It's been on the market for 4 days. I just sold another property on Winchester for $425,000. Very similar property. It was actually a little bit smaller. So this is a total square footage of 4,300 square feet. So the listing agent doesn't have the size of the units. So let's do the math for them and take a look at what we have. So if we take a look at the math, 4,323 divided by 3 is 1,441 per unit. Now, of course, some of the units are going to be a little bit smaller because you have a staircase. So let's even call that 1,350. This is the same square footage per unit as you have in the single family house for $280 and about the same as the condo. So let's look at the monthly rent on these properties. First floor unit's getting $1,995, second floor is $1,775, and third floor is $1,995 again. So that's over $5,000 a month in income off of this property. So the mortgage on a $379,000 multifamily house isn't going to be over $5,000 a month. So if you take out one of these units because you're going to be owner occupying it, what I would do is, since they're all basically the same size, I would take out the tenant who's paying the most for rent or the least for the rent, $1,775. You're going to be collecting $4,000 a month just from the two tenants, and that's going to basically pay for the majority of your monthly payment. So your taxes are double here, $10,682, and you don't have any condo fees. So this is a great investment, in my opinion, for somebody who wants to have tenants pay for their rent or pay for their mortgage for a couple years, and then move on to another property, buy a single family house, and have this three-family house not only pay for the three-family house, but also pay for a large chunk of your mortgage on your new single-family house. So how does that work exactly? So if you take a property like this and you get an FHA loan, FHA has a clause in it saying that the monthly rental payments, including the one that you're going to live in, so they're looking at this as, even though you're owner occupying it, what if you had to move out or you buy another house? Is it self-sufficient? So they take the 3 rent payments that you would get on the house and look to see if that's 125% of your mortgage, taxes, and insurance. So if that fits the bill, they'll give you the loan. Now, what does that mean when you move out of the property? That means that this one property gives 25% of the monthly income as profit. That's a great investment that you can now take and use on your next property. So in this case, that's over $1,000 a month profit off of your investment on this three-family house. So if you decide to move out of this property and buy a $400,000 single-family house somewhere else, now you're getting $1,000 off of that mortgage payment just because you own this property and you're collecting rents on it. So is being a landlord for everybody? No. I've been a landlord before. I didn't have a property that I own or occupied. I had bought just a three-family investment property, and I decided that I made a lot of bad decisions. So now when I help either investors or owner-occupied buyers look at multifamily housing, I have a lot of criteria that I help them go through to ensure that they're not going to make the same mistakes that I did, because it was a crippling financial decision in my case, because I was a brand new realtor. I really knew nothing about multifamily investing, and I bought a property that barely broke even. I didn't buy an FHA loan, so I didn't have that 125% safety net. I bought something that barely broke even. I had tenants in there that didn't pay me. So there's a lot of ways that you could combat that, and when you're looking at a property, you could, there's ways that I have that I don't want to bore you with in this video, but if you want to know, feel free to reach out and I'll give you some pointers on what to look for in a multifamily house and make sure that you don't make the same mistakes that a lot of investors or first-time buyers make, because this could be a tremendously awesome investment for you. I have clients who bought multifamily houses. They kind of upgrade. They buy 1 2-family house to start with. And again, if I was doing this, the numbers really don't work well with a 2-family house. It is possible, but I really like to look at 3-family houses because there's a lot of them available right now. So I look at 3-family houses where the numbers definitely work, where you have room to do some increases to the property value by doing some upgrades to the unit, cleaning it up. And a lot of the time it's mismanagement. I have a property right now that the landlord is out of state and he's not managing the property well. His tenants are angry, so they pay the rent, but they're not happy about paying the rent. So he hasn't increased rent in 5 years on any of the units because the tenants are disgruntled, and you can't really blame them when you have a landlord who's not doing the necessary repairs, or it takes weeks to do a simple vanity change in the bathroom that, you know, if you had somebody local, they could have a handyman out there within a day or two to take care of that. You buy the vanity right off the shelf in Home Depot, it wasn't anything special, and you just need somebody to swap it out. So there's a lot of things that you could do proactively to increase the value of your rents, to provide a great unit at a fair rent. You don't have to overcharge people by any means, because again, if you're charging top dollar and you're not providing top amenities, then your tenants aren't going to stick around. You're going to have a lot of vacancies, and people don't want to pay rent unnecessarily. So I could help you navigate that whole world of rental income and help you be a first-time home buyer who buys a multifamily house, has profit off of that multifamily house to both have equity in your property down the line, and also to help roll that over and purchase a single family house when you're ready to. And there's a plethora of houses out there, hopefully in a couple years. So if you want more information about buying a multifamily house and go over different options that I have, so for instance, this one property that I just walked you through over on Winchester Ave, I think is a tremendous deal. But there's other properties, both on market and off, that I could help you with that will provide you a safety net for any repairs you have to provide on the property down the line, and just an overall healthy financial decision for you and your family. So if you'd like more information about multifamily houses, please feel free to reach out. I will be happy to help you in any way I can.